James pressed his palm against the biometric scanner, his heart hammering against his ribs as the airlock hissed open. The Meridian station hummed around him, its corridors bathed in the soft blue luminescence that marked the xenobiology wing. He shouldn't be here at 0300 hours, but Aliana's message had been clear. Come alone. We need to talk about what you saw. What he'd seen 3 days ago had appended everything humanity thought it knew about the Kasiri delegation. Aliana stood in the doorway of her quarters, her form both familiar and utterly alien. She was humanoid convergent evolution, the scientists said, but her skin held an iridescence that shifted like oil on water, adapting to the station's lighting in ways human skin never could. Her eyes, large and dark with vertical pupils, fixed on him with an intensity that made his breath catch. "James," she said, her voice carrying that peculiar harmonic quality as if multiple frequencies spoke in unison. "Thank you for coming." He nodded, stepping inside. The door sealed behind him with a pneumatic sigh, and he heard the magnetic locks engage. His pulse quickened. "You locked the door." "I had to." Aliana moved deeper into her quarters, which were kept at the lower atmospheric pressure her species preferred. James felt it in his ears, the slight discomfort of the adjustment. "What I'm about to show you cannot leave this room." "Not yet. You are mine tonight, mine to trust, mine to burden with the truth." The phrase sent a chill down his spine, but not from fear. From the weight of what it implied, James had been the station's lead astrogation officer for 2 years before the Kasiri arrived 6 months ago. First contact had been everything humanity dreamed of: peaceful, scientific, collaborative. The Kasiri had traveled 47 light-years from their homeworld, using a propulsion system that bent spacetime in ways human physics was still struggling to understand. They'd come seeking knowledge, offering trade, opening pathways to the stars, but 3 nights ago, unable to sleep. James had been running diagnostics on the station's external sensors when he'd caught something impossible. A quantum signature emanating from Aliana's quarters that matched nothing in human or known Kasiri technology. The energy pattern had been brief but unmistakable, a controlled singularity, microscopic but present. "You detected my equipment," Aliana said, as if reading his thoughts. She gestured to a corner of the room where what appeared to be a simple meditation mat lay. But James could see it now, the faint distortion in the air above it. The way light bent ever so slightly around an invisible focal point. "That's a portable quantum resonance chamber?" "Yes." Aliana's skin rippled, colors shifting from blue to violet. Among her people, he'd learned it signaled deep concern. "James, I chose you because your records show you're a man who values truth over comfort. What I'm about to tell you will change everything." She moved to her workstation, her 3-fingered hands dancing across holographic controls. A projection materialized between them: star charts, mathematical equations, probability matrices. "The Kasiri didn't just stumble upon Earth," she said. "We've been searching for you. For any species like you. Do you know what makes humanity unique among the 17 sapient species we've encountered?" James shook his head, mesmerized by the cascading data. "You're the only ones who evolved on a planet within the Goldilocks zone of a G-type main sequence. Star and developed technology capable of detecting gravitational waves before achieving interstellar travel. That combination is ... critical. Critical for what?" Aliana's eyes met his, and in their depths he saw something that transcended species fear. In approximately 840 years, a wave of dark energy expansion will reach this sector of the galaxy. It's a natural cosmic phenomenon, but it will render all our current faster-than-light travel impossible. The quantum foam that our drives manipulate will destabilize. Every civilization that depends on FTL will become isolated on their homeworlds. The implications crashed over James like a tidal wave. "You're trying to find a solution. We found one. In Earth's unique magnetosphere, in the specific way your star's solar wind interacts with your planet's magnetic field. There's a resonance pattern that can be replicated, scaled up. It's the key to a new form of propulsion that will function even after the expansion wave passes. But why the secrecy? Why not tell our governments, our scientists?" Aliana's colors deepened to crimson. Because the resonance pattern requires a massive energy extraction from Earth's magnetosphere. The calculations show it wouldn't harm your planet permanently, but the short-term effects would be catastrophic. Auroras visible at the equator. Communications disrupted. Potentially millions affected by the sudden electromagnetic fluctuation. And you were going to do this without asking us? No, the word came sharp, definitive. That's why I brought you here tonight. That's why you are mine, my choice, my conscience, my proof that we must do this differently. She pulled up another set of projections. I've spent every night since we arrived running alternative simulations. If humanity's finest minds work with ours, if we share everything we know, there's a 67% chance we can create the resonance pattern without the catastrophic side effects. But it requires full cooperation, full transparency. It requires humans to believe we're here as partners, not exploiters. James studied the equations, his mind racing through the implications. The other Kasiri delegates didn't know Aliana was doing this. She was risking everything: her mission, her standing, possibly her life, on the chance that one human could help her change the course of first contact. If we succeed, she continued, every civilization in this sector survives the expansion. If we fail, if we don't develop this technology in time, billions of beings will be stranded, isolated, watching their interstellar societies crumble. And if we reveal this now, the political fallout could destroy the alliance before it begins. Yes, Eliana stepped closer. Her hand warm, solid, real, resting briefly on his shoulder. I am taking an enormous risk by showing you this. By making you mine, my confidant, my collaborator. But I've studied you, James. You solve impossible navigation problems. You find paths through chaos. I need you to help me find the path through this. James looked at the locked door, then back at the alien woman who had just placed the fate of civilizations in his hands. Outside this room, humanity still believed they were simply hosts to curious visitors. Inside, the truth was far more complex, far more urgent, and far more hopeful. How long do we have? He asked, to decide how to reveal this? 3 months before the Kasiri Council moves forward with the original plan. To develop the alternative approach? She pulled up a timeline. 840 years. Then we'd better get started. James moved toward the workstation. Show me everything. If we're going to change history, I need to understand the physics. Aliana's skin shimmered through a spectrum of colors he'd never seen before. Hope, he realized. That's what hope looked like on a Kasiri. Thank you, she whispered, for being the human I believed existed. As dawn approached on the Meridian station, 2 beings from worlds 47 light-years apart began the work of saving civilizations yet unborn. The door remained locked, the secret contained, but the future vast and uncertain had just tilted toward possibility. James knew when he finally emerged. Nothing would be the same. He would carry Eliana's truth, her burden, her desperate hope. Tonight he had been hers and she had been his. 2 minds against the coming dark.